Well, hello everybody. I know y'all missed me last week, but I am here this week on a new episode. This episode, it is very, very special. We are still in the middle of Women's History Month. You should be honoring women every day, 3065. You know, we birth these children. We are nurturers. We are comforters. And it will be boring without women on this planet. Okay, so give it up for women. If you are a woman or you identify as a woman, shout outs to you. Okay, so today this is a women business episode. There will be no men's. Okay, no men's coverage today. It's a ladies' night. Women's wrestling coverage today. I do love talking about women's wrestling, women in wrestling. So it's going to be a good episode. So if you're in the chat and you're a male, if you're a man, you can say something, but keep it cute, okay? Because it's not about you. It's not about what y'all like right now. I understand that y'all was thirsting over the Krabby Patty that's been circulating on X with, you know, the Rhea Ripley's putting her Krabby Patty on what's the name, face and stuff like that. I understand, you know what I'm saying? Y'all had a great week. But today, silencio, okay? We're being quiet. Okay, be quiet. Now, you can say something in the chat, but if I don't like it, I'm gonna just play the all men stay out of women business. Every time I see something I don't like in the chat. Play the clip so they can hear what it would sound like.
All men should stay out of women business because that's women business.
Yeah, you gonna hear that probably a couple of times. So if I see it in the chat, I'm gonna tell the producer to play the clip, and that's a warning. That means settle down, okay? We're gonna settle down. But however, if you're a woman and you are a listener, you can say whatever you want on the chat. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever. It's your words, our world today, okay? So we're gonna get into it today. Dynamite, it was just Dynamite this week on AEW. And also Rampage. Rampage was after Dynamite, due to, you know, March Madness has started. Shout out to women's basketball, because the women's March Madness has, of course, been the most interesting in the past 10 years, I want to say. In the March Madness. Now the men, they do been balling. I have been watching U of H, watching from London. Hey, we'll meet me at the London. NFL time, we can run. Shut on the pins and undo. I know they don't have no correlation, but when I see London, I think of the song. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. But yeah, the women's March Madness, they've been balling. I love it. I love it. The men's been balling too. I'm not going to sleep on the men's, but of course the women has been more popular. The viewership, they had 9 million views so far in the March Madness. The men has been low, but I want to tell y'all, look out for U of H. U of H basketball, the men's basketball, they've been balling. So don't sleep on them. I wouldn't be surprised if they make it to the finals. But yeah, they've been balling. So yeah. But anywho, so it was only Dynamite and Rampage. But of course, if you just now tuning in, this is the Women Business episode. I'm going to do only women's coverage. So if you are looking for the rest of the matches coverage, there are plenty of outlets out there. You do have Public Enemies. They do their show every Thursday. You have AO, he's in the chat, AO Baker. He does his thing, and also with Ringside as well. It's a lot of different coverages that do cover AEW as well. So this week, you have also the Unpurists, the Wrestle Purists, all of them, Lyric as well, the Unpurists, Girlies, like all of them. So just make sure you support everybody. Everybody, you know, have something different. But today, we're going to get into some women business, okay? So we're going to cover Dynamite and Rampage, and then I got, of course, I'm going to go over our ROH. If you have been behind, I'm going to help you catch up. And we're going to do something a little interesting for the main topic, since Mercedes is, turns out I was able to catch a live. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back. The main topic is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting. I have been getting a lot of requests and questions also on X and also on Twitter on who do I think Mercedes should fight. And I have my top 15. So that's going to be the main topic. It's going to be interesting to see all of that. I have 15 people. I know it will probably be people outside of AEW, which I didn't do. But as far as the AEW ROH, the ladies that's on there, that's what I based by on this one. But we'll get into it. So let's talk about it. So let's start off with Dynamite. Let's put up the card real quick, just in case if people didn't see what happened on Wednesday, and also after Dynamite, which Rampage was immediately after Dynamite that week. On Dynamite, we had a tag team match. It was Toni Storm, Mariah May, Deonna Purrazzo, and Thunder Rosa. And then also on Rampage, it was the street fight between Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue. So those two was the matches, women business as far as AEW that happened. But we'll get into it. Let's start off with the opening of Dynamite, because that's part of women business. The opening, of course, it opened up with Mercedes. She opened up the show for Dynamite, again, just reassuring and also just letting the audience know that, her time, she could have had a ankle injury that was out. She could have been out. It was a career-ending injury. She's letting Willow know that, she has some unfinished business with her, and just letting it known that, she misses the crowd. She misses the engagement. She misses wrestling. So it was similar to the promo that she did when she first arrived at AEW. She did it again. Of course, they got to give a good 2 weeks, reassuring and letting the fans know, hey, I'm all elite. You know how they do when they arrive at a new, they do it at WWE, they do it at AEW, they do it at Impact. Like, they do it everywhere when somebody is first signed. So you know how that train goes. And then right when she did the opening up, and then Julia Hart and Sky Blue attacked Mercedes. And then after that, Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale came out to her rescue. But it looked real interesting after that, because Willow Nightingale was holding her chair. And it looked like she wanted to hit Mercedes Moné. May put the graphic up for that as well, to show everybody Mercedes in Willow. There you go. Okay, so this is like the stages that happen. So you see, she's letting Willow know, like, hey, I got my eye on you. And then also it was like a friendly heads up with Mercedes and also Chris Statlander. That was real interesting to me. But this Willow Nightingale and Mercedes, I feel like it's going to be really, really big. Again, Willow is going to be part of something else historic. She was part of being in the ROH with Athena. Her and Athena was the first Black women at ROH to main event a pay-per-view for ROH. And she also was another first Black female to main event for a New Japan show. It was the New Japan Strong show, along with Mercedes Moné. So Willow, and then she's also the first Black woman to win the Owen Hart tournament. So Willow is a history maker at AEW. Let's just keep it a beam, keep it a buck. Okay, she's a history maker at AEW. So it wouldn't surprise me if Mercedes is going to push that again and in the AEW main card. As far, because I ain't gonna say this the first time, because Jade Cargill, she's done. She was the first Black woman to main event at, I want to say, Rampage, and also a Dynamite. So I will say that Jade Cargill did do that. But as far as like a pay-per-view, it wouldn't surprise me if they, do that, go that far. But I ain't gonna hold my breath on it. But I feel like it gives that feel, if you know what I mean. So that's just my assumption. I like I said, I won't hold my breath, but if she pushes that needle to do that, then we're gonna be here. We're gonna sit up here and we're gonna support it just like we did for when she was Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair when they made history at WrestleMania. So if they choose to make history at AEW as far as pay-per-view or a main card, then we're gonna support her and give Willow her flowers because Willow has made a lot of firsts too as well. So that's that. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Again, the card for Dynamite, it was Tony Storm and Mariah May versus Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa. And again, another great tag match. At first, it was a little lackish at first, but it did pick up eventually in the middle of the match. You can tell between Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm it may still be something there as far as like chemistry wise, because we know the drama that happened last year outside of AEW with the whole thing between her, Britt Baker, Tony Storm, and stuff like that. So their engagement was a little bit interesting. Because Thunder Rosa, she kind of wears her emotions on her sleeve, so you can kind of tell. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I don't want to wrestle her. I don't really kind of like her, but I'm gonna go ahead and do my job. It gave me those vibes, being that I know the outside, but it still, turned out to be a great match overall. Thunder Rosa takes the steal to win. Deonna looked a little bit disappointed with the outcome of how they won, but a win is a win. And Thunder Rosa is leaning towards her, she kind of been teasing that she's joining Roosh and them. So she kind of been leaning towards that grimy fighting style. Like she is strong, but she can get dirty, just like Roosh, because Roosh does the same thing. So it's like she's leaning to that, and then Deonna, she's still trying to fight honorable at the same time. And then we had a backstage segment with Tony Storm and Mariah May because Mariah kind of blamed herself for them losing, and Tony comforted her like a big sister, like a daughter, almost like a mother. Like, it's okay, my child, and things like that. So the story within Mariah May and Tony Storm is interesting, and Thunder Rosa's development into a different character, probably the same character, but just different attitude with it. And then Deonna Purrazzo is Deonna Purrazzo. So great match on Dynamite, and so also, like I said, on Rampage, it was the street fight, Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale versus Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Street fight. Again, Willow Nightingale is the queen of AEW street fights. Like her street fights, every street fight she's been in, it never misses. It never misses at all. Great table spot that she did with Sky Blue. Chris Statlander doing, she's falling in the nails. And unfortunately, Chris Statlander, she lost. Julia Hart did the submission, and Chris ended up taking the L. But it's playing to Chris Statlander's and Malcolm Stokely's role in all of this. So that's another story that's in there. So that's a story too. I want to say though, Sky Blue has been doing amazing. I have been seeing the development. I have been picking on her a few times last year because sometimes she'll go, sometimes she'll have, but she has been consistently gave great matches. She's been carrying our TBS champion. I'm not trying to be hard on our TBS champion, but at the same time, you are our TBS champion, okay? So I don't know what's going on with Julia. I know she's coming out of an injury and everything. I know she's taking it easy, but you got to come with it, okay? You have to come with it because it's just giving that, cool entrance. But come on with it. You got to come with it. But Sky Blue has been handling her business. Chris Statlander, she speaks for herself. Willow Nightingale, again, great wrestlers speak for herself. So that was the two matches for this week. So let's get into ROH Women Business because let me get y'all up on what's been happening in ROH. ROH Women Business. Put the ROH graphic up for me, please. I'm waiting on because ROH been having the ROH Women's Television Tournament, and a lot has been happening in ROH. So I want to, just briefly, I'm just waiting on my producer to put up the graphic for ROH for me so I can get this started. But in the meantime, ROH Women Business has been doing really, 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 really good. Um, it's a lot of people. It started off with Billy Starks and also Mercedes Martinez. Um, Billy Starks takes the win against Mercedes Martinez, and that was part of the ROH Women's Television Tournament. And she moves on to the finals for the ROH Women's Television Championship. And then after that, of course, it was Queen Amanita versus Red Velvet. And Queen Amanita takes the win on that. So now we're going to get Billy Starks versus Queen Amanita for the ROH Women's Television tournament, which will be at the ROH Super Card of Honor during Mania weekend that Friday. Okay, so make sure you tune in Friday to ROH Super Card of Honor, especially if you're an AEW fan, ROH fan. I know I'm going to tune in, of course, because I'm an AEW content creator. Of course, I'm going to tune in to it. So you have that set up. Who will win? It's most likely going to go to Billy Starks because they have been building her up to this moment. I know people are probably going to be a little bit disappointed expecting Queen Amanita to take the win, but this was building Billy Starks up for this win, especially if you haven't been tuning into ROH. So if you haven't been tuning into ROH, Billy Starks is going to take that win for the ROH Women's Television Tournament, but it is going to be a great match between her and Queen Amanita, okay? So so be sure to tune in to that because that's what it's going to be. Sorry, but Billy Starks she's going to take that belt, the ROH Women's Television Tournament. And then after that, Kiara Hogan calls out Diamante because she didn't like what Diamante did. And she said, you can take it here or you can take it to the bedroom. It really don't matter. Okay, so we have that. There you go. There you go. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties. Um, I'm sorry. Where was I? Okay, and then so Kiara Hogan, she called out Diamante. Diamante was just, and she answered back. She's saying you can move out the way, but I'm coming for whoever wins the ROH Women's Television Championship. So Diamante is already reclaiming that she's going to be up first for whoever wins the championship. She wants that championship as well. So you had that. And then, of course, you had the former AEW Women's Champion, Shida. She showed up to make her ROH debut. She faced Rachel Erwing. Rachel Erwing is really, really good, you guys. She is a woman that you need to look out for in ROH. Really, really good. I did enjoy her. Shida takes her win. It was a little stare off between Athena and Shida. If you don't know, Athena and Shida are set. It's official. They are wrestling for the ROH Women's Championship. It will be at the ROH Supercard of Honor as well. So be sure you tune in not next Friday, but the Friday Mania weekend. It will be Shida versus Athena. Everybody has been looking forward to Athena and Shida match, and y'all better make sure y'all tune in to support them. I will. I know it's going to be a great match. It's going to be a gonna be one of them ones. I already know. It's gonna be a qualifier. All right. And then after the main event for ROH, it was Anna Jay versus Stardom's Mina Stricker. I'm not even gonna attempt to say her last name, but forgive my mind. Do not like. I know her name is Mina. Okay. Shirakawa. I'm from Texas, y'all. Please don't laugh. Please do not laugh at me. Do not laugh. But her name is Mina. Okay. Mina versus Anna Jay. Okay. Anna Jay, she did pretty good. She didn't do bad to me. She's learning her lane. She's learning. When Anna Jay, I'm not expecting super technical. And I think that's where the disconnect is with people when it comes to Anna Jay. They expect they expect, I don't know why people expect like a Jamie Hayter and Anna Jay, but I figure we're not gonna get there with Anna Jay. But this is where people need to understand with women's wrestling. I'm not saying like cuddle women's wrestling like they're children or anything like that. What I'm saying is with Anna Jay doesn't have to be a super technical wrestler. And she's not a bad wrestler either. She knows her limits. So with Anna Jay, if she can get like a good 5 good signatures and a great maneuver going, then she will be all right. But I know that she's not a super technical. It's okay if certain wrestlers are not super technical as long as they get the job done. And I feel like once Anna Jay knows her lane, because I saw a lot of discourse, and some was very disappointing to me. I expected better from certain people of what they say, because some people, it's one thing to say that they bad and stuff like that. I know people gonna be bad. I'm not saying don't say certain people are bad or something like that. If they bad, they bad. That's not what I'm saying. But saying that she bad and then moving on to say y'all only saying and it's because she got a fat ass, or y'all only saying it's because she pretty. They ain't got nothing to do about nothing. I can see that she is improving. I can see that she's improving. The Anna Jay that I saw 2 years ago compared to the Anna Jay now, she is improving to the best of her ability, and I respect her because she is trying. And if she didn't want to try, ain't no way she would have took that booking for ROH. She is trying, so I can give her that. I give her that. I don't know why y'all want somebody to be this and this and this. She can be a pretty good, because she doesn't miss. She's another one that don't miss on street fights either. Street fights, she does really good with matches with speculation. And that's okay if she's that type of wrestler, because you want to have different types of wrestlers to make a good product. And I feel like a lot of people want Anna Jay to be on some hardcore level. And I don't feel like that fits her. I don't feel like that's her. But she can also be intimidating once she gets, her pattern going. Once she start getting that going, then it will work out for her. But that other stuff that that came afterwards, it wasn't necessary at all. If we want women's division to elevate, especially AEW, there's no need for none of that shenanigans that y'all was doing on the timeline. And I'm very disappointed in a few of y'all. Y'all ain't had to do all of that, okay? Because it was unnecessary. Anna Jay, you keep doing what you're doing. You're doing just fine. I feel like what's best for Anna Jay, keep her on ROH for a minute, and also Rampage. Rampage and ROH, 6 months. 6 months of just taking ROH bookings. Just give me 6 months, and after that 6 months, we'll see. Okay? We'll see. All right? So that was the main event. Miss Mina takes the win on that for ROH women's business. So I want to pull up another graphic again to highlight some women that is in the AEW ROH roster that has, that deserve their flowers, because they have been doing a phenomenal job. Okay. Sky Blue, she has been doing a phenomenal job. Again, she has been improving as a wrestler and as a star. Okay, she has been consistent and more of that, and I enjoy it a lot. I really do. Layla Hirsch. Layla Hirsch in ROH. She has been doing a great job since she's came back from her injury. And she's short, but that girl can go. Layla Hirsch reminds me of Ivory. That's who Layla Hirsch reminds me of is Ivory when she wrestles in the ring. She's really good. I would love to see Layla Hirsch back on the AEW television Collision. I can see her on Collision. But definitely Layla Hirsch, she deserves her flowers. Diamante, another one doing a great job in ROH as a heel. Dominating, and she's very fierce and she's very forceful. And I do enjoy Diamante. So I'm giving my flowers to Diamante as well on ROH. Kiera Hogan is another one that deserves her flowers as well on ROH Women Business. She's doing great as a face. Again, she was part of my nominees last year for Women's Match of the Year when she had the Chicago street fight with Athena. It was a great Chicago street fight. Probably one of the best Chicago street fights I have seen in a while. So Kiera Hogan does deserve her flowers as well. Unpopular candidate. I know how a lot of people feel about Saraya, but as of lately, Saraya has been doing a great job in AEW Women Business as far as the entertainment, keeping a different flow for the AEW Women's division. Everything we know, everything is about fight, 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 but sometimes you need a little bit of entertainment, especially in the women's division, to keep it interesting because women is showcased differently than the men and they're viewed differently than the men. So I want to give my flowers to Saraya for keeping the storyline between her and Ruby Soho interesting, very entertaining, especially to people that they're so used to the Divas era in the women's division, and sometimes you kind of want to keep a little bit of that to differentiate what's going on in your women's roster. So I'm gonna give my flowers to Saraya. I do respect her for that. Renegade Twins, they do deserve their flowers as well on ROH, especially Robin Renegade. She has been holding it down. I believe her sister is still injured, but Robin Renegade has been holding it down for a Collision as well as ROH. I do enjoy the Renegade Twins. They are really, I would love to see a graphic for them. Keep them. They are very essential to ROH and potentially AEW. Hey, everybody that is joining in. And then again, last but not least, I didn't put it down. I didn't write it down. But also, again, I would say um, Miss Rachel Irving, again, she deserves her flowers as well on ROH. She's a really, really good wrestler. Every match I've seen her in, because she's been teamed with Layla Hirsch, but the matches that I have been seeing her in has been done really, really well, and I do enjoy it a lot. So she's another one that deserves her flowers for ROH Women Business. Billy Starks is another one. As young as she is the future for women's wrestling. She's only 18 years old, and again, I know that she's gonna win the ROH Women's Television Championship. They've been prepping her up for that. So Billy Starks deserves her flowers. Make sure you tune in to support her on Friday. We gotta make sure we support our babies. And last but not least, not last, I'm sorry, Ruby Soho is another one that deserves their flowers on AEW. She's been doing a great job with the entertainment segment as well with Saraya. Um, Now I know Ruby Soho is a hit and miss when it comes to the ring, but as of lately, to keep the consistency with Rampage, keeping it interesting, her and Saraya have been doing a great job keeping the women's division afloat in Rampage with their entertainment part, because we know that their mixed tag story built between Saraya's brother and Ruby Soho and her man. We know it's going to eventually happen. It might happen on Collision or Dynamite. I don't see it happening on a pay-per-view, but it's one of those storylines that you need. That's a regular TV storyline to have, and they both are doing a great job. And last but not least, of course, again, Anna Jay, she does deserve her flowers as well. She's doing a great job taking bookings and want to work and continue to improve because she is improving. Okay, so we're not gonna do. We're not gonna shit on Anna J. Okay, because she is trying and she is getting better and she is improving. She is improving. Y'all do not, think for yourselves. Okay, first and foremost, everybody got to think for themselves. Because on my timeline, when I had said Anna J was improving, some people was just like, yeah, I see her improving. But all it takes is somebody, especially if they're men or male, say she's stuck, and then y'all change y'all minds. And y'all only do that with women. Y'all don't do that to the men. Y'all do that with women. With men, y'all give all types of an excuse as to why. Well, let's give them 2-3 weeks and stuff like that. But with the women, as soon as they cannot have a bad day. Because if they have a bad day, that's when y'all want to dog pile the fastest. But when it comes to men, you give men a chance. And I don't like that. Because I want to use her as an example. But even though at the time when Jade Cargill, when she was a TBS champion and people was calling her green and stuff like that, and then, you had people was just like, be patient, she will improve. And I was one of those people that was doing that. I'm seeing them same people that do that to Jade Cargill, but they won't do that for Anna J. And I understand it. Like, you can't pick and choose who to be patient for. If you're going to be patient for women's wrestling, be patient and be fair all the way around when it comes to women's wrestling. Don't do it. Don't pick and choose when and who to do it. Not everybody can wrestle like a Joshi, okay? And not everybody can be as versatile. Some people are trying. Anna J, I could tell that she is trying, and I could tell that she wants to get better, because if she didn't, she wouldn't give a damn and she wouldn't take these bookings. Okay? So I'm saying that, it's one thing to be like, yeah, this person not good and stuff like that, but it's another thing if y'all just not thinking for yourselves, because a lot of y'all is really not thinking for yourselves. Y'all thinking in pegs. Okay? One band, one sound mind. Like, y'all need to have a one band, one sound mind when it comes to women's wrestling. It's not fair. Okay? So give the same luxury that y'all do with the men to the women. I'm not saying treat the women's wrestling like a kid, like cuddle them and because it's gotten to that point where you can't say nothing about women's wrestling, but at the same time, I do see the double standard when it comes to women's wrestling. Because if you can give grace to men's wrestling, you can give the same grace to women's wrestling, okay? And that's what it's gonna be. I said what I said. I don't care who get mad. I don't care who say what. Okay, I'm saying it. Give the same graces as you do to men's wrestling to women's wrestling, because they want to be seen as competitive and things like that. And also, you want to make sure you be fair all the way around. Like, y'all gotta stop doing that, because I see it all the time. Like, I don't know if y'all, you want 10 bonus points for the boys club or whatever it is, but y'all gotta have the same graces as you do the men. Like, y'all quick to have the same graces to call a man stuck and a women stuck, but y'all want to get the same graces when you know somebody is truly improving. Because if you want to know if Anna J is improving or not, look at Anna J matches from 2019 and then watch her matches from 2024. Okay? So some of y'all can kiss mines, okay? Kiss mines. I said what I said. Anna J is improving. Okay? Because I'm fair all across the board. Y'all know that. Y'all know on this show, Keeks, I am fair. I was biased about Jericho, but I can't even be biased about him anymore, okay? Y'all know that. That was the only person I was biased about, but everybody else is fair. It's fair all across the board. Y'all need to be fair all across the board. And she's genuinely improving. Some people improve like this. Some people, it take a little bit of time. Okay? Shoot. Not all of y'all athletic. Not a lot of y'all got an athletic bone in your body. Talking about, like, it was one dude, and I looked at his Evie or whatever you call it. Gotta know he can't lift nothing. And I ain't trying to fat shame nobody right now. But boy, you built like a fridge trying to stay energized look and stuff like that. Like, come on. You can't even do half
Y'all
of
can't beat my ass though.
Can't even do half of what Anna J is doing as big as you is. And then I hate when you have women that want to chime in to fit in with the dudes. Girl. Dude had big old bifocals and you want to you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all stop doing that. Y'all stop doing it. Okay, so these the ladies up here that's on the graphic that y'all need to either be watching and give your flowers to on ROH and AEW. They are doing a great job. I didn't want to leave them out the conversation that we about to have for the main topic. And just be on the lookout for them. ROH Women Business and AEW Women Business, they are doing great things. And keep an eye on them. I wouldn't be surprised if you see, Layla Hirsch back on AEW TV. If you see Rachel Irwin on AEW TV, if Billy Starks come back on AEW TV, we've been seeing Kiera on and off on Collision. Maybe she'll come back to Collision. Diamante, like it's the Renegade Twins. There's so many great talent on ROH, and they be getting a lot of indie women's wrestlers on ROH too. So just support. But these are the main women that's, and also Taya Valkyrie. These are the main women that's on ROH Women Business that needed to be highlighted. I feel like they should be highlighted. Okay, so all right, so let's get into the main topic. I know why y'all are here. Y'all are here for the main topic. So again, I want to say Mercedes Martinez so bad, y'all. It's too many Mercedes. Mercedes Moné. Okay, so second week in AEW, and it's been a lot of talks. Like I said earlier on the show, people have asked me, who do I see making a great opponent for Mercedes Moné since she's been in AEW? And I have a top 15 that I wanted to share with you guys. So if you're in the chat, now you can talk. If you're in the chat, if you're a man, now you can talk if you're in the chat. I want to say, before I reveal my 15, I want to say all 15 of these ladies, in my opinion, are the faces of AEW. Okay, they are the main faces of AEW. They play significant roles in the AEW women's division in different ways, and I will explain them all when I reveal all 15. But I want to say these 15 ladies are literally now that AEW women's division is on a great roll on paper and everything, these 15 are significant, and they shape the women's division. Okay, they shape it. All 15 right here that I'm going to name. Okay, so hold on. Yes, so before we get started, may you please play the women business video real quick.
This is what you need to do. You need to stay out of women business.
Stay out of women business, okay? All right, so we're gonna get started. I got my lip gloss, y'all. I cannot go nowhere with no chapped lips. I can't go nowhere with no dry lips. I'm gonna keep my 99-cent lip gloss. Listen, ladies, I don't care what nobody say. Lip gloss from the beauty supply never let me down for years, and they better not raise the price on my $1.99 lip gloss. I'll tell you that much. They better not never raise the price on my lip gloss. My lips stay moist. Okay, so let's start with 15. All right, show 15, my 15, number 15. Number 15 that I feel will make a great opponent for Mercedes is another Mercedes, Miss Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes Martinez will make a great opponent against Mercedes Moné, the battle of the Mercedes. Pause. No, they say you can't say pause no more. You got to say no Diddy. Diddler or whatever that's
crazy. Hey, yo, that was crazy.
Oh Lord. But Mercedes Martinez is my number 15 pick. I feel like she will be a great opponent against Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Martinez is very fierce. She is a brawler. She's a veteran. And I feel like it'll be a good hard. It will test Mercedes on the hard hitting again. Like she needs that. And I feel like Mercedes Martinez being, she knows what she's doing. And again, she's a vet. Make a great opponent. The battle of the Mercedes. It will be something fun. Battle of the Mercedes. That is my 15th pick. If you in the chat, if you like it, if you don't like it, it's fine. If you like it, you can put in the chat why you think it will be a great match. If you feel like, it's okay. It's okay because this is Keeks 15. It's not Joe 15. You can do your own, but I'm giving mine, okay? So number 14, put up number 14 for me, please. Number 14, Queen Aminata. I feel like Queen Aminata will be another great opponent against Mercedes Martinez. And I know what you're thinking. You probably be like, Queen Aminata just got signed to AEW, blah. But Queen Aminata is a great addition to the AEW's women division. And yeah, we've seen her in the ring, her aura, her presence, her confidence. And it will make a good little rivalry. It don't even have to be a major rivalry, but it'll be a good little, friendly rivalry. I could see that with Queen Aminata. We've seen a little bit of her promo skills. But I would enjoy it if it was a Queen Aminata versus Moné. Okay. So that's another great matchup. Number 14. So let's reveal my number 13. Red Velvet. My number 13 is Red Velvet. Now, if you were AEW day one, remember when they used to try to compare Red Velvet and Sasha Banks when she was Sasha Banks at the time? I remember they used to call Red Velvet the dumbed down Sasha Banks or whatever. Day one, you remember, right? It will make a great matchup. There's a story there. It's a story there. It can possibly be a story there. So yes, Red Velvet versus Mercedes Moné. That will be a great matchup. They're the same height, same size. I know the day ones remember that. We was fighting for our lives on Twitter during 2020 because that's when they was saying that. They was, yeah, we remember. The North remembers, and that's me. Okay. Let's reveal my number 12. You cannot, these are rules. You cannot come to AEW and do not wrestle Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose is a day one. That is like, Nyla Rose is basically the AEW's women division. That is the door. You open the door, you got to see Nyla Rose. Okay? So, and plus Nyla Rose is a great heel, and Nyla Rose is a heavyweight. So you got to test Mercedes Moné against a bigger opponent. Okay? And Nyla Rose is our gatekeeper for the women's division. You cannot come to AEW and not face Nyla Rose, like at all. It's not like you have to. That means you don't respect the AEW women division if you do not wrestle Nyla Rose. Like everybody has to face Nyla Rose. Okay? You have to. Like it's in the law. It's in the AEW handbook. you have to wrestle Nyla Rose. So I do not see Mercedes Moné not wrestling Nyla Rose. The only reason why I would see her not is if it's in a state where, again, we deal with these stupid people that are discriminated, shows discrimination against transgender wrestlers, transgender entertainers. So, but Nyla Rose is the gatekeeper of AEW's women division. So I do not see nobody. You have to face Nyla Rose. So that is my number 12 because that's important. She has to face her. She has to. Okay. Review my number 11. Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie is my number 11th pick for Mercedes Moné. Taya Valkyrie, again, great veteran. And the mother, you got to face the mother of the division. And being that Taya Valkyrie has a luchadora experience, it will be another tester to her. I know she's faced Stephanie of CMLL, but to keep it going, it will be great to face a former Reina de Reyes champion, another big star out there in Mexico, which is Taya Valkyrie. She's made a name for herself out there in Mexico. So a great little person to prep her up once she does face Stephanie again. So Taya Valkyrie is another great pick for Mercedes. She will challenge her. She will push her to a limit because, again, Taya gave Jade Cargill one of her best matches. So, yeah, Taya Valkyrie for my number 11. So now, before we get into our top 10, I just want to say now the top 10. I picked these top 10 for a reason, okay? Like I said before, all 15 is very, very important in the AEW women's division. The top 10, however, are like the key, okay? They are the key to AEW's women's division. All right, so reveal my number 10. She's not the best person in the ring, but she is the face of the AEW's women's division, regardless of her wrestling skills. It is Dr. Britt Baker. So I'm pretty certain she will end up facing Mercedes Moné. I'm not expecting a 5-star match. I'm really not. I'm expecting Mercedes to carry Britt Baker, but Britt Baker is also the ultimate test for Mercedes Moné as far as her promos. Okay. We at AEW, I know that WWE is scripted. AEW, they have bullet points. However, Britt Baker is a confident talker and a great talker. And she can throw some insults, okay? Test Mercedes Moné as far as the promos, because I know the promos are not her strong suit. But Britt Baker will take it there. Okay? So it's essential for her to face Britt Baker because Britt Baker is going to give that entertainment segment that people like, the promos, the back and forth engagements and things like that. And I'm not expecting a 5-star match out of this. I'm not. But Britt Baker is over. She's popular. She was one of the, she was the face of the AEW women division around 2021. That's when it took off for her. And you have to face the face of the AEW's women's division, regardless how I personally feel about her or anybody else. But I cannot deny the fact she is a pillar as far as the AEW's women's division. So she will take it there. And so that's why she's my number 10 pick. She has to face Dr. Britt Baker. Again, I'm going to say it for the third time. I'm not expecting a 5-star match. I'm not expecting a 5-star match, but I am expecting a great story to get to that 2-star match. Okay? So we gonna keep it a buck. It's going to be a great story. It's going to be some great promos, but we're going to get a 2 to 3-star match. Okay. So we going to get that. Let's keep it all the way real. And I'm saying it. I'm just gonna keep it real with you, okay? So that's my number 10. Reveal my number 9, please. Thunder Rosa. You gotta face Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa is that spice. Thunder Rosa, again, she fights with an attitude. She's hardcore. She has a different aura. I know that people feel a little bit how they feel about her, but Thunder Rosa is a great wrestler. Thunder Rosa is one of the if you don't know, when AEW did start around I want to say the 2021, Thunder Rosa was the hottest free agent at the time. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not revision our history. There was a time Thunder Rosa was the hottest free agent, and WWE wanted her to be a referee. NWA didn't want to lose her, and AEW wanted to sign her. Okay, Thunder Rosa was the hottest free agent. Let's not forget. Okay, and she's a former AEW Women's Champion. She's a former NWA Women's Champion. She has her indie out here in Texas. She's a great worker, and she has been seen at CMLL, so we don't know. But Thunder Rosa is my number 9. It will be a great hard hitting match. It will be I won't have the promo and the story. It will probably be a good 2 out of 3. But that ring work, it will definitely make up for a build up or a story or a promo or whatever. Because I don't want to say Thunder Rosa is the best at her promos either. I mean, she says what she has to say, but she's all about the fight. Thunder Rosa is all about fighting. She just wants to fight. Okay, so you need that fierceness. And Thunder Rosa is my number 9. And again, she's another essential important in the AEW women's roster. She's one of those. Let's get into my number 8. Mariah May. Again, great wrestler. Mariah May, she came from Stardom. She's pretty. She's phenomenal in the ring. And this will make a great story for Mercedes because Mariah May accomplished things out there in Japan that Mercedes didn't get a chance to. It'll make a great story. Mariah, like I'm just saying, it will make a great story for Mercedes. Like while Mercedes was out hurt, Mariah May was out there in Japan getting it in. You know what I'm saying? So it will make a great story. And again, Mariah just got here, but she can go. She can go, and I like her character. She's in a story with Tony Storm and stuff like that, but she's developing. She already has a fan base with the AEW fans and things like that. So it'll be a great match between her and Mercedes Moné. Okay, great match. Reveal my number 7. We already know. We've seen it happen, but we're going to see it happen again. My number 7 is Willow Nightingale. Again, we saw it the first time for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. They're going to have to run that back. We have to see it again. We've seen it for the first time, and unfortunately, Mercedes got hurt afterwards. But we got to run it back. We got to run it back. Now, they might have to, Mercedes, look, you in AEW, you might got to get dirty. You might have to do a street fight. You might got to get bloody. We get bloody over here in AEW. The women, thumbtacks is involved. Like, they get down. They get down over here. So, ain't none of that cuteness. You got to be a little bit cute to get bloody. Like, we like blood over here in AEW, okay? So, it might be a street fight. It might not. Who knows? It'll be a great touch because Willow Nightingale is the queen of street fights in AEW. So, just saying. Okay? All right, so reveal my number 6. Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb is my number 6. The woman of 1,000 holds. Serena Deeb will test Mercedes Moné in her submissions. Okay? I feel like it will be a great technical, and it will test Mercedes Moné on her wrestling as far as a technical technician. And Serena D will bring that out of her. Again, she's the woman of 1,000 holds. This will be like her facing the female Bryan Danielson. Okay. So she has to face Serena D. Like you can't call yourself the best women's wrestler and you dodging the woman of 1,000 holds. You can't dodge the woman of 1,000 holds. Okay. So she has to wrestle Serena D. It will be a great match between the two. And I can't wait to see it. Yes, I think it's her first match as well. I really do. Either her or Willow. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it's looking like Serena may be her first opponent. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm like it's either her or Willow though, but we'll see. But yes, Serena Deeb is my number 6. Ooh, my bad, y'all. All right, so let's get into my number 5. Toni Storm. Toni Storm, again, another one. You know, she did everything out there in Japan in her time during her dojo days and stuff like that. And she's the current women's champion. She's had it 3 times. You got to face Toni Storm. I know it'll be a great story. You know, they have their history. They both came from the E and stuff like that. So it makes sense facing Toni Storm. So I would like to see a Mercedes Moné versus a Toni Storm. It will be a great match between the two. They're both kind of alike in a way as far as their wrestling styles. Mercedes got a little bit of lucha libre in her wrestling styles, in her format. Toni Storm is more she could adapt to it because I've seen her adapt to it before. So it'll be a great match between those two. And I feel like Toni Storm will give her a run for her money as well as Mercedes gives Toni a run for her money too, okay? So, yeah, number 5 is Toni Storm. Give me my number 4, please. Yes, my number 4 is Athena. Athena. Mercedes versus Athena will be a great match. We've seen it. I wouldn't mind seeing it again, especially while Athena is a heel. But it will be a great match between those two. Now, those two, Athena has done well as far as her promos because she has developed into her character. She gets to be herself. But again, Mercedes, her promos are not her strong suit, but her wrestling makes up for it. So that it's fine. It's perfectly fine. They don't have to give me Adam Page type of promo and stuff like that. Just start fighting. Just fight in the ring. The counter, like them staring eye to eye will get people on their feet. They don't even have to say much. Them just being in the ring about to fight will have people on their feet. So yeah, number 4 is Athena. Athena will add another layer to Mercedes Moné. You know, she's on her wrestling people. Like she has people that she wants to wrestle. So Athena is my number 4. Reveal my number 3, please. Yes, Miss Sheeta. Sheeta is my number 3. She again, if you come to AEW, you cannot wrestle not wrestle Sheeta. Like you have to wrestle Sheeta. Nyla Rose and Sheeta are the two that you would just have to wrestle. Like you have to wrestle Sheeta. Another gatekeeper for the AEW women division, especially if you're calling yourself a champion or you're trying to be a champion, you have to wrestle Sheeta. Like you have to. You cannot dodge Sheeta. It can be a respectful match. It doesn't have to be a match where somebody has to be a face or a heel. It could just be one of those matches that I respect you and I just want to fight you. It could be one of those. I'm fine with that. But she has to wrestle Sheeta. Ain't no way you can't wrestle. You cannot be in AEW and not wrestle Sheeta. You have to. Like you have to. Okay. So reveal my number 2. Chris Statlander. Now, me personally, this is my number 1. Like I want to see this. Mercedes versus Chris Statlander is money, y'all. It's money. Chris Statlander, again, she brings the best out of whoever. Like, you can be a scrub, and Chris Statlander knows how to bring the best out of you. We've seen it when she was on AEW Dark. We've seen it, like, you know, she brought out the best for Scott Blue. And then ever since then, Scott Blue has been on the road. She brings the best out of Julia Hart. And I'm hard on Julia Hart, but Julia Hart's best matches is with Chris Statlander. So Mercedes versus Chris Statlander, I would not mind seeing that. And that's a pay-per-view match. Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné is a pay-per-view match. Like, they can have it on TV, but they got to have it on pay-per-view too. Like, you cannot have Mercedes versus Chris Statlander and not make it a pay-per-view match. Like, it has to be a pay-per-view match. Like, it has to. It has to. A bang. Chris Statlander. Stat or Willow? I think Willow and Mercedes will most likely be at Double or Nothing. But at the same time, you guys, it's also a story with Willow and Chris and Malcolm Stokely too. Y'all got to keep that in mind. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Mercedes and Willow, it ends up being part of the Willow and Chris Statlander, because Chris Statlander has been taking L's. Okay. And you could tell that, you know, the L is going to start turning her from more to a woman than a whole beast. Okay. So just keep that in mind. But yes, Chris brings the best out. She's very important in the AEW women's division. And in my opinion, she is definitely top 5 women's wrestler of all time, especially in this era. So definitely Chris Statlander. Like, we have to have a Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné on a pay-per-view. Now, before I reveal my number one, I'm pretty certain everybody's like, who is blah, blah, blah. It shouldn't really be a no-brainer. I know that she is out, but once she comes back, another match that has to make a pay-per-view. May you please reveal my number one? Jamie Hayter. Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter. It has to happen. Our former women's AEW women's champion. That's another that has to happen on a pay-per-view. Now, Jamie Hayter is out. We still don't know when she will arrive, but she has been, you know, the pictures that she's been posting, she's been getting fit, she's been getting in shape and things like that. And it's going to be a great match. Jamie Hayter is another one that got over outside of Britt Baker. Because around the time, if you were new to AEW women's division, especially if you're a crew, the top people that we have in the AEW women's division that is just as over as Britt Baker, because for a long time it was only Britt Baker that was just super over. Like, Sheeta was over, but Britt Baker was just super over with fans, like, you know, like the DMD and stuff like that. But for the AEW women's division, who is super over now is Britt Baker, Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter. Okay. And of course, Toni Storm. But at the time, before y'all got here, it was only Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter. It was those two at the time, because Jamie Hayter started winning over fans because she's great. She's a great wrestler, in her aura, her attitude, just everything. And she's, you know, everything is about her is just cool. And Jamie Hayter is definitely one of the ones. Great, phenomenal wrestler. Jamie Hayter is another one that she went to Japan, and when she came back from Japan, on a whole different another level. My producer said, what about Deonna versus Mercedes? Deonna versus Mercedes was on my top 20, but not my top 15. She was on my top 20. Like, she made number 17, but she didn't make number 15. And she just got to AEW, so I kind of have to see a little bit more from her on AEW. I gotta see if she knows how to carry these, these girls that still, adapting and things like that. I gotta see it. But she was in my top 20, but not my top 15. Like she's not the 15 that the AEW women's division like revolves around, but she will get there. But it was just my personal 15 that I feel like it revolves around them. And if you're like, well, why you got Mercedes Martinez on there? Because if you tune into ROH, that's why I said that, because she's a veteran. And because he has her own Collision sometimes, and then he has her own ROH. So yeah, and then Queen Aminata, yes, and then Mariah May, like I said. But pay-per-view worthy opponents, of course it'll be Britt Baker, because it's Britt Baker. I would love to see a pay-per-view build up, if it was built up correctly. A Red Velvet and Mercedes Moné. But I know for certain a pay-per-view build up for Mercedes Moné, I will see Britt Baker, Willow Nightingale, Serena Deeb, Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter, Sheeta, and Athena. Them the only ones I see like pay-per-view worthy type matches with Mercedes Moné. And then of course outside of AEW, again, she has a rematch with Stephanie of CMLL and whoever else fantasy bookings that she has in mind that's not signed to a Legends contract or anything like that. Because I'm pretty certain that's what's going to end up happening. I would love, if you are listening, Tony Khan, I would really, really love if it's a way that you could just try to get Fabi Apache on AEW just for a match against Mercedes. Like, we just want to see it on TV. Like, you don't have to sign Fabi Apache, but if it's a way that you can get Fabi Apache on AEW, so the world needs to see Fabi Apache on AEW. If you're not familiar with Fabi Apache, if you love the Lucha Brothers, Fabi Apache is their mom, okay? That is their wrestling mother. Like, Fabi Apache trained them with her dad. So that is, Fabi Apache is like the luchadora mother of Lucha Libre, okay? She is, if I was to compare her to like a wrestler that, a women's wrestler that everyone respects, as far as like her skill set, I would say Fabi Apache is around, like, she's on the same legendary status as Trish Stratus, but a better wrestler than Trish Stratus. Like, she's on that same radar, especially out there, like in Mexico. She's on that same radar. And I would love to see and people to witness Fabi Apache. She's a luchadora legend. Her father is a legend, Papa Apache. And Mercedes has trained with Fabi when she was, when she left WWE, and she took pictures with Fabi Apache. She went down there to train with her. But she is Lucha Brothers' mother, wrestling mother. That's what I call her. She's their wrestling mother. She taught Penta everything that he knows. It's mostly Penta. She taught him how to chop. She taught him, and like, if you love Penta, you will love his wrestling mom. Okay, so. And she also, if I'm not mistaken, she also works with Penta's daughter as well, with Penta. So I would love to have Fabi Apache on AEW just to wrestle Mercedes Moné. I hope Mercedes Moné, if you are able to kind of convince them to have Fabi on AEW television just for one day, just for everybody to just witness a great match between the two, because, I would love that. That's just a fantasy booking of mine. But yes, those are my top 15 AEW or ROH roster that I feel like will make great opponents for Mercedes Moné as she's in AEW. I believe she's signed a contract for AEW. I want to say, did they say 3 to 4 years? Was it 4 years or 3 years? Is what, I don't know. I have to read it again. But those are the main 15 that I feel like would add substance to her legacy. These 15 ladies provide different styles. That's what makes AEW Women's Division very unique. Um, because it's different styles. Like you have strong style, you have Joshi, you have lucha libre, you have entertainment. Like you have different styles in AEW Women's Division. That's why it looks great on paper, because everybody provides something different. You don't get the same out of all of these ladies. And I know eventually she will have a match against Saraya or have some feud with Saraya. But Saraya wasn't my top 15. And it's no shade to Saraya at all. I know it's going to eventually happen because that's the story there. Saraya is, of course, one of the faces and pioneers of women's evolution with wrestling. And Mercedes can feel like, well, people don't look at you as that. They look at me as that. Like, that's a story there. Like, it's different callbacks. But these 15 ladies, in my opinion, they are the faces of AEW Women's Division. They set the standards for the AEW Women's Division. And, everything that is based around those 15 ladies makes the AEW Women's Division and also ROH what it is, because these 15 women, they stepped up and they show out. Some probably more than others, and that's okay. But again, these 15, phenomenal. They are doing a great job. If you're a day one, we was here in 2019 when the AEW Women's Division looked like it needed prayer and holy water, and it needed everything. It needed all types of fixing going on. In 2019, 2020, and 21, we started to see it pick up. I want to say the AEW Women's Division started really kind of picking up to developing and to getting better after the Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa match. The bloody, the match that was talked about so much, Britt Baker's best match with Thunder Rosa. Those two, that's why Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker is on the top 15, because that match, it changed the dynamic for the vision of what they wanted to see as far as the AEW Women's Division. After that, that's when, certain mistakes, even the mistakes that was being made, they was picking out certain, we got to fix this. Even though, for a long time, it was fighting for, we need more women's matches on TV. Why is this? Why is this? Why is this? And we're finally getting on the right track. So having these 15 ladies, and I will add Ruby Soho to that, Ruby Soho and also Saraya. But these 15 ladies, in my opinion, these specific ones, will help add the prestige already to Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks' legacy, because we know what Mercedes is going to do. She's building, she's building what she has done in wrestling. And then when she does go back to WWE, nobody cannot say she's not the best woman wrestler in America. And like that is her ultimate goal. It's not to, I don't want to be this and this and this. Her, like I had said 2 weeks ago, she probably thought I'm gonna be the best WWE women's wrestler. And like I said, God was like, no, you about to be the best women's wrestler of all time. And these 15 ladies, because yes, she's not able to go this place, but these 15 add where they've been to AEW, so she can say, I fought the Willows, I fought the Serena Deebs, I fought the Athenas, I fought the Sheetas, I fought the Kristen, like I fought and I bled, because she's gonna have to get bloody. Like, you come to AEW Women's Division, AEW Women's Division get dirty, and they're not scared to get dirty. You're gonna have to get dirty a little bit. And AEW is able, to add to her accolades. And that's totally okay. Like, I know that she's going back to the E, and I'm not gonna be mad about that, because I know what she's trying to do. I know what she's trying to do. She's, It's what we currently seeing Brian Danielson do for his legacy, for what, adding to his, to say, because we can say he's the best technical wrestler ever in this era. She's adding on to that. So she's doing that. Let her do that. Let her get off. These 15 ladies here is going to give you what you're looking for, especially if you're the crew. If you're the crew, these 15 ladies that I have named, in my opinion, will give you guys what y'all are looking for in AEW as far as Mercedes Moné, okay? Because the last thing we want, trust me, we do not want to go to beef with y'all, but hey, if we have to, you better ask some CM Punk fans. We ain't scared. We ain't scared of the crew. I'm not. I love y'all, though. I love y'all, crew. But AEW fans, we ain't scared of the crew either. We wasn't scared of the Punk fans. We're not scared of the crew fans. We're not scared of no fans, actually. We just, we just want, we want what y'all want too. Okay? We ain't scared of y'all, though. We love you, though. We ain't scared, though. Okay? So, but these are my 15. And Mercedes Moné, welcome to AEW. The only suggestion that I have, me personally, I don't like the song. I don't like the song. I listened to it by itself. Can you just bring back the Moné song, please? Please, just pretty please. The CEO thing is cool. It's cool.
Money.
Bring it back. You gotta bring it back.
Money. Money. Money.
You gotta bring that back. I gotta send you that CEO song so you can play it, because I'm gonna have to. I'm just not feeling it. Everything else looks good, but then the theme song comes out and it's just like, I don't like it. I tried. I tried 3 times. I was just like, maybe it's because at first I was like, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. But then one of the accounts posted the actual song, and then I listened to it and I was like, maybe I'm having a bad day. Then I tried it again. I took a shot and I was just like, maybe if I'm intoxicated, maybe I'll enjoy it. Because, when I go to wrestling shows, I be drinking. So I was just like, if I'm on that liquor, maybe I like it. But then I was on the liquor and I listened to it and they got worse. I was just like, give us the money song. Can we just get the money song back, please? Like, pretty please. That's all. That's the only thing. Like, you gotta come back. We gotta come back. I tried. I was just like I'm listening to it and she rapping. I didn't know that she was a rapper, but she rapping. But I want the Money song back. The CEO chant is cool. Like that, the chant is cool by itself. But the song, I want the Money song. Like, bring the Money back. Like, if it's a way that you can do like the CEO chant and then it breaks off into Money or something, I don't know. Y'all figure it out, because I don't like it. And it's gonna mess up the vibe. And I don't want it to mess up the vibe, Mercedes. Like, bring the Money back so we can be vibing again. Like, start over and bring the Money song. Like, bring the Money song. Okay. All right. right. Well, that is it. That is it for Women Business for this show this week. Again, support women wrestling in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be AEW. It can be WWE. It can be Impact. It can be Stardom. It can be Indies. Support your local talent as well. But women's wrestling in general, support women's wrestling. And again, here's the thing: we're not asking y'all to cuddle women, especially the athletes, like they are children. That's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is be fair all across the board. These ladies are athletes. They bleed just like the men do. They work just as hard as the men do. And better because they have no choice to. Okay. Sometimes the women have the better night than men. Okay. But what we're saying is, especially women that are women fans, the only thing we ask for is y'all be fair and y'all be respectful. And the reason why we ask people to be fair and respectful when it comes to women in wrestling, because as you can see, nobody's respectful of women anyway. Okay. And it's allowed in wrestling because, you know, we it's a lot of he-man woman haters out there, especially in the wrestling community. Like the 32 years of my life, I've never came across such an incel type of a community like wrestling. Like y'all just, I'm like, do you not like women? Do you don't get women? What is it like? And it's like it's praised in wrestling. That's the thing. Like it's like if you hate women, you're not gonna get punished for it. You're gonna get high five for it. Like you get in the bro club, you get tickets, you get sponsored, you get follows, you get engagements of hating women, especially Black women. You get all type of praise of hating Black women, especially Black women that are wrestlers, especially Black women that knows their values, like Mercedes. Mercedes, this is her second week at AEW, and I've already seen the score saying that it's trash and stuff like that. She hasn't even wrestled yet. She's done a little bit of lottie guys. You know, she gave a little teaser and stuff like that, but people giving her a hard time. And then you got people now that used to call Jade Cargill green are now saying Jade Cargill is gonna be better than Mercedes Moné. Like, it's crazy. Okay, so if there were men, especially men that support me and stuff like that, do something different. Watch, really pay attention to some women wrestlers. Like, actually, like no thirst aside. Now I know I do my thirsty tweets, but I just, you know, I do it for fun and stuff like that. I don't do it because that defines me like some people. Like, yeah, I call Chris Statlander, Chris the Stallion, or, you know, I woo Lord and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's friendly, like friendly. And the men, yeah, I kind of go outrageous a little bit with Adam Page. You know, have you seen Adam Page? I mean, anybody would. You know, it's some attractive people at AEW and also NXT too. NXT got some attractive people. Both of those companies, you know what? NXT and AEW got to go bar for attractiveness. There's some attractive people in both of these companies. So yeah, I mean, whatever. But all we ask is to keep it respectful. He always comes in right when I say something out of pocket. He comes right when I say something out of pocket. But all women's wrestlers, especially in media too, respect a woman, okay? Regardless, respect these women wrestlers. I mean, if they're, you know, if some, I know Rhea Ripley, she engages in the thirstiness, and I get it. You know, it adds more, you know, sex sells. We know that. Sex is going to sell regardless. But she ain't asking y'all to say, I want to put my nose up in it and stuff like that. Like, y'all doing too much a little bit. Like I said, we seen her crabby.
Hey, yo, I was crazy.
again, yeah, we done seen her Krabby. I done seen her Krabby Patty 8 different versions of a Krabby Patty on the timeline. Like, that is crazy. Okay, settle down, y'all. Just settle down. That's all we ask. Just settle down. Respect women's in wrestling. Give women wrestlers more time. Give them more showcase. And it's no way that, you know, I know Mania season coming up, but Bayley did win Royal Rumble. You know, she should main event, but she not. It's, you know, stuff like that. Like, it's like women's wrestlers, they get 10 steps forward and still get knocked down 5 steps back. Okay? And we got a long way to go, especially in America. Women's wrestling in America have a long way to go. But I feel like it will never kind of be no progress because we have these, you know, this misogynist in this industry. It's just so much. Women don't get no respect. It's just a lot. And I'm not saying I'm giving up, but I'm not going to hold my breath on change. I'm not. It's been shown so many times that people don't want change. Whether it's racism, whether it's sexist, whether it's stuff that people do not want to change. People want to outrage it, but they don't want to change it. Because we all, and I say we because it's a collective, we are all, we don't hold everybody accountable. It's always selective. And because it's so selective, things is not going to change. You can't want this person to get judgment, but also saying that your friend make mistakes when they made the same, you know, error as this person. And we got a lot of that. And that's why things won't change. It won't ever change. So, but for AEW Women Business, as long as I am covering AEW's women division, I'm going to always be vocal on certain things. I'm gonna say certain things, and I'm gonna expect certain things, especially from women's business. And also to the fans that, you know, AEW fans that follow me, if you on content and stuff like that, I do not, you doing too much. You doing it too much. That's why I said I was a little bit disappointed seeing the takes that I saw when it came to NJ, because some people started sounding like that Garrett guy. And I'm just like, bro, I expected better, because I expected better from a lot of people that I follow, that especially that does content for AEW. So I expected a little bit better. Not calling nobody out their name or nothing like that. And this ain't no diss or nothing like that. But it was just certain accounts, not everybody, but it was certain accounts that was going to be a little bit too hard on NJ, but then telling people, but then they was the main ones when old girl from WWE, you know, when people was, you know, saying that she, you know, when they was kind of being, I guess, saying people was bullying her. I saw them same folks was just like, y'all being too rough on her, but then they dogging the mess at Anna Jay. I didn't understand that. I'm just like, you what? And some of them, they just did it because she is Jack Perry's girlfriend too. I peeped that too. Some of y'all was doing that because she Jack Perry girlfriend, and y'all feel how y'all feel about Jack Perry. I clocked the T on that too. I saw that too. Okay. I see y'all. Okay. We see each other. I saw y'all. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in for Women's Business. I appreciate the men in the chat for be quiet and be, you know, not saying nothing outrageous. If you watch through Twitter, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you watch through YouTube and you didn't participate in the chat, I still appreciate you guys for tuning in. I will be here next week, same time, Monday, 8 Central Time. Be sure to subscribe to Public Enemies Podcast. Thank you again. Support ROH Women Business. ROH Supercard is Mania weekend on that Friday. I will be watching. I will be live tweeting that. So make sure you guys follow me and hit my getaway music. We out of here.
First of all, there's no such thing as white collar crime, and there's definitely no such thing as black on black crime. Crime is crime. Let me explain something to you. I don't care if you have a white collar or a tank top. If you rob me, I'm gonna whoop your ass.